Are we good now?
Oh, we're
Yeah.
good.
All right. All right, everybody. We want to say thank y'all for tuning in for
Thank you.
another episode of Off the Beaten Path. For those of y'all who know us, I am Cush. That's my brother Breezy. And for those of y'all who don't know us, thank you for listening to the first time. And we have an amazing guest tonight. I feel like I'm going to be saying that this entire season because if you haven't heard in the previous episodes, we're going to say this every episode. We are exclusively highlighting women in the shooting sports and in the outdoors. And tonight's guest is none other than Paige Chan. Paige, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Paige Chan, also known as Paige Chan on Tactical Playground, and I am so happy to be here today.
Awesome. And thank you for taking the time
Thank
out to
you for
join
being
us.
here. Yep.
Yeah, on the show. And I know we discussed this a little bit, but the premise of the show is we're going to talk a little bit about your background, what got you into shooting, but also Breezy is going to be chopping a beat while we have this conversation. Now, to give everybody an update, he did start this beat with, I believe it was Tess, right?
Yep.
And so
And
now he's going to work on
sticking
finishing this beat.
with the theme of the season
Yeah,
two,
the theme of the season
I
2. Yeah.
chopped up ladies' night.
So remind the listeners, what sample are you chopping up?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So this is the parts of it that I have, but
So yeah, he'll be finishing that beat page.
yeah.
Groovy. I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear the rest of it.
All
All
right,
right.
so
So
Paige, I guess let's just jump right into it. You have a pretty cool story because you're actually a new shooter, right?
Yes, brand new.
Tell us a little bit about that because most of the women that we've had on this season so far are like high level shooters, and not saying that you're not, just have more experience. Tell us about how you got into shooting.
So it was all the way back in December where I met David from a family friend. You may know David as Johnny Wynn for
Yeah.
Tactical Playground. Yeah, the guy who has a really Bobby Asian accent.
Mhm.
And so he found out that I liked anime, and he also found out that I was interested in shooting. And at the time, he was kind of interested in it, but he was just dipping his toes in the shooting community.
Yeah.
And so he asked me if I wanted to learn how to shoot. And originally, I wanted to learn how to shoot because I wanted it for self defense. I just thought that it was a
Nice.
really important skill to have for shooting. And so that was back in December. We went to the indoor range, like we shot with airsoft guns, and then we went to
Okay.
the indoor range, and I tried out for a gun for the first time. And not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous the first
Yeah.
time shooting a gun, especially when you jump to like from the 22 to the 9. That
Oh yeah.
kickback really gets you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but to me, like I kind of saw it as an adventure, especially in how it was an entirely new area that I'd never explored before.
Yeah.
And so I kept on coming back to lessons with David. But that gradually grew because David's community grew within the shooting community. And so I was able to meet other friends that also shoot. So, like a small group of us, like a small friend group, we call ourselves Tactical Playground. It's like
Yep.
a group of 5 people, but we went from like shooting indoor ranges, and then if you know Ace VR, have you
Yep.
heard of
Of
that?
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we shot a lot of Ace VR, and it started getting real when we went to a convention. And I want to bring this up because I feel like this kind of like it's my like proud moment so far for
Yeah.
being a newbie shooter. So we went to the NRA gun convention in
Yep.
Georgia
Yep.
at the Mercedes Benz, and so the Ace booth had a like they had like their shooting like lines, and you got to be able to try it 3 times, and basically the top 3 shooters got a prize, and the top woman and the top child or like under 18
Yep.
would also get a prize. And so David called me up, and then one of our other friends called, and we
Calm.
actually
Yeah.
yeah,
Calm, our boy
so we
Calm.
practiced we practiced a little bit beforehand, went to the convention, um, ran through 3 rounds, and I ended up getting second place, but the first place
Wow.
winner didn't show up. So I ended up getting the prize for the
Wow.
human shooter,
Let's
which
go.
is really cool.
We need
That
to
is,
get for that.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's
the prize
cool.
for that was like an AR, like a Rose AR.
Really?
Yeah. But it was cool and like $100 gift card for Ace VR. But it's really cool because with that money you could apply it to like another gun that you wanted. So
Yeah.
we reinvested that into, I might be wrong, it's like the 211. It's like the newest gun from 6 Hour.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think about it right off top. So there's a lot to unpack because you are a new shooter. So you said it was what pushed you into wanting to learn it was personal defense. Now there have been some ladies on our last season express to us that it was because they had a bad experience or when they go out with their friends they're really hyper aware about their surroundings. What was it, something specific for you, or was it like we had one guest, she's like, I live alone. I don't ever want to be left in a vulnerable state. Was it something as conscious for you, or was it just like, nah, I need to get into it?
Well, I think just being in Atlanta, like I went to Georgia State for 2 years in
Yep.
college. And like I live right across from the racetrack. And if you know what
Yeah.
the racetrack at Georgia State is, that's
Yeah.
like
Right
you would
there.
just go into Dunkin' Donuts and then you'd get an alert on your phone saying that there's an armed robbery
Yeah.
next to you. But it's interesting because like before college, I wasn't really exposed to any of that. I was back in like the Ackworth Kennesaw area, which is a very white area.
Yeah.
And so the jump was really drastic to go from that to Atlanta and seeing all that. But in particular, I don't think I had any specific event that really sparked that. As for like the past year, me and my friends, we live at a standalone house, but there's a lot of homeless people around in the area. And one of
Mm,
my roommates actually has a gun in our household just to keep us safe.
of course. Yeah.
But it's also an AR. And to
Wow.
me, like it was great that he was there, but if he wasn't there, then I was like, what do I do? Like I don't have anything to
Man.
on.
So proactive more than
Yeah,
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. One, hats off to
Yeah.
you, literally,
thank you.
because I have two daughters. Breezy has two daughters, and we always emphasize like being proactive about your safety. And I want to get my daughters into shooting as they get older. But
Yeah.
now you said you don't come from a shooting family, right? You said you don't have a background in that.
So my family growing up is very strict, and I also think they're very traditional.
Okay.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really exposed to them like this side of me, and
Mhm.
it's been like about almost a year, a little less than a year since I began shooting.
Yep.
Um, But to me, I really wanted to show that I was capable of doing it before telling them because I still
Mhm.
go to college. I go to Georgia Tech and I'm getting my master's. That's like my other side of me, right? So I have this side of me
Yeah.
pursuing masters at Georgia Tech, like the very good
Yeah.
traditional Asian girl, like Catholic family. And I still hold true to those faiths. Um, but then this other side of me that really just enjoys like the shooting community and um,
Yeah.
everyone is very supportive, which
That's
I'm
awesome.
very thankful of. Yeah, it's very much encouraging. um,
That's
We
that's
talk
one thing I
about
want to go
Oh, go
ahead,
ahead.
Bree. Sorry.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of points that you made that I'd love to speak on, but we talk about that a lot because it's amazing. It's a great community, the firearms, the 2A community, and they're always willing to pour into you. You can be, and I want to figure out because this is good. What is the threshold for a new shooter?
Yeah.
When do you go from new to whatever the next level is?
yeah.
And just I'd also want to ask, like, were you intimidated by firearms, or was that something that you were kind of interested in and you saw one and you said, let me learn more about this?
Oh no, I was intimidated. I was pretty afraid of guns. The whole concept to me, like I think it's just so surreal to see where I was a year ago.
Mm.
versus where I am now. Because like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like deep in the community. Like I'm taking classes with grandmasters and going to these competitions and shooting and getting into like I just don't think I knew that such a community existed out there. And it's really something that in my head I was just like, let me give this a shot. Like let me give this a chance. But
Mm.
that one chance was really all it took for me to get hooked onto it.
Yeah.
So now, like, let's talk. I want to talk. So culturally, right? What is your background?
So I'm Vietnamese. I'm full Vietnamese.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
my parents came to America when they were around like 3 and 7
yeah,
around there. So they came pretty early too, and they're a little bit Americanized
yeah.
in that sense.
But still,
So
the traditions are hold
yeah,
true. Yeah, yeah, and that's completely understandable. And so if they came here, then were you born here? Are you first generation American? Yes.
yes, yes.
There's
I was born back in Wisconsin.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. So
Yeah.
then there's absolutely that dichotomy of like, I've had this conversation, the philosophical, with my immigrant friends, or rather first generation friends here in South Florida, because there's a big Haitian community down here and
Mhm.
massive Latino community. And when we were growing up, I'm 41. You were either black, white, or other, right? And so in the house I'm very much Peruvian, but outside of the house, I'm American. So you have that dichotomy, and I completely understand like why there's hesitation, or maybe reservation is the better word, of why you haven't told your family just yet, because culturally there is a boundary you do have to eventually push. And honestly, I know I have friends, Asian friends. I know their families are really big on being like masters of something, like
Yeah,
don't show me something unless you've become an expert in it. So that's commendable on your behalf, because you are taking the training seriously for yourself, right? So
yeah.
that's pretty cool. So you've been dry firing and practicing for under a year, and then you finally got your hands on a real firearm back in December, right?
Well, let me rephrase that. I actually have not done any dry firing yet.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay,
that's because I don't own a gun. I use like David's and friends, like I borrow their guns.
okay.
Mm.
Um so any like videos that you see of me shooting is either I train out on the outdoor range or I compete. So like that, I feel like that minimalizes my experience even more
Yeah.
Mm.
as a new shooter.
And what is that? You want to get that experience before you purchase your own or have your own firearm? Are you waiting
So
to get
so
to a
we have that new gun coming in. We're just waiting for it to come in, and that would
okay.
be the gun that I would practice with.
Oh, nice. And do you plan to I know you said personal protection is part of it. Do you plan to everyday carry, or is it just
I plan to one day,
okay?
or
Okay.
hopefully, yes.
Okay.
Is that a thing of comfort?
I think it's just something that I haven't really thought about yet.
Yeah.
I think that initially, like I came into shooting for self-defense, and that still is my intention. But because my focus has shifted from self-defense to like mastering this skill of competitive shooting, I think my focus is just more towards that area right now and learning how to essentially be good with a gun first before I'm comfortable um, carrying it every day.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah.
cool that to hear how you're so aware of it, because some people they just buy a gun and they're like, "I'm gonna carry it every day." Okay, cool. Well, how often do you train with it? Uh, once every couple months, and it's like it doesn't work like that. You gotta be proficient with it, and so that's hats off again. Look, literally, there it
Sure.
is.
Hats
Thank
off.
you.
Hats
So,
off.
Also, oh,
so I know you touched on tactical playground a little bit. If you want to just kind of elaborate on that, what it is, what the focus is, what you guys do.
so tactical playground, I think, is a lot of things. I'm not so good as narrowing it down as David would be. He's definitely like the main face, but I consider myself like his sidekick.
Yeah.
So to me, tactical playground is um, firearms, but entertaining. Like we're serious about safety and training and making sure that you do things right. but we also want to make sure that you have fun with it. And it's really nice to see that there's like a lot of people in the community that you just meet, and number one, they're like the ones that I've met, they're all very open and willing to learn. And then two, they have a lot of fun with it. Like you can joke around, you can laugh. Like it's not just all seriousness.
We're
It's not very
serious.
like stifling.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can
yeah,
have fun. That's you're allowed to have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to David, because the first time I met him, shout out to Danny too. Danny, I love you, my
Shout out
man.
to Daniel.
Man, we
Yeah,
he's our man.
Danny's our brother. I love Danny. Every time we see each other, it's always we try to go for at least a drink and some food.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is Danny's introduced us to David, and I love like his whole his persona,
Johnny Wynn.
Johnny Wynn. So
Yeah.
and now you have a persona too now, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, do you want me to go get her?
Yeah. Go get her.
Go get her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Paige Chan, and this is Paige's other persona on Tactical Playground.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's cool.
Should have had some sounds ready for that. I was
Yeah.
looking over here.
Some sparkle sounds.
I really like anime and having lots of fun and being also bubbly.
That's cool.
That is
That's
good.
so that's your tactical playground persona when you're
Yeah.
shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. How
I
has
think
go ahead? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I just think it goes very well with me being a newbie shooter. You know,
Yeah.
like the newbie character is
Yep.
like fun and bubbly.
Yeah.
So,
Have you seen a good response to that?
I mean, so far I have. I think, and I don't know. I feel like there's always gonna be haters,
Of
and
course.
like they say, if you don't have haters, then you're not doing it right.
Right.
And so I think for the most part, though, like all that matters to me is like the people around me that I care about, especially friends. Like they think it's so funny. They're like, because it's such a switch from my regular voice to like my Paige
Yeah.
Chan voice that
Yeah.
every time I bring it up with someone like new, it catches them off guard.
Oh yeah, I can picture that. Like, what is this? What's happening? And it's like, it's my alter ego, my persona.
I
Shout
love
out to my boy Don. I went to audio school with a guy named Don, and he does anime voiceovers.
that. Yeah.
Oh wow, oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
We
I
did
think I have about 5 alter. I've got a radio guy voice.
do your radio voice.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Gotta tell you folks, here on the afternoon drive, Bob, Broccoli, Rockley, Shockley. Little partly cloudy out. Watch out for that traffic over the East Side Bridge.
Not bad, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
we didn't believe our boy Don at the time. I gotta call him. But yeah, he's like your Dungeon and Dragons type of white guy. He's like, yeah, I want to do anime voiceovers, and we all were just like, what? He goes, I wanna dub voiceovers for anime. And fast forward, he has some stuff out on Netflix. He has some stuff out.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
incredible.
really proud of him. So it's really cool that like you can jump into character and create content like that, because you're gonna identify a whole new demo of young female shooters that love anime, and they'll be like, oh, she seems really cool. I wanna follow her. So hats off.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank
Hats
you,
off.
thank you.
Hats
So
off.
you said
Hats off.
you're going to Georgia Tech currently,
Yes, I am.
and you're getting your master's, working on your master's in
Yep.
what?
Data analytics.
No way.
Yeah, it's a pretty big switch because my undergrad was business and finance.
Oh, so you're big brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Business, finance, and
I like to
data
think so.
analytics.
Yeah.
Do you like that side of the gun stuff? Like kind of the numbers and the analytics and the, because it can get super technical on that side too. Like some guys start talking. I consider myself an intermediate shooter, and some guys start talking about just ammo and just things going off the rails, and I'm like,
Oh man.
lost me like a minute ago. So I don't know if that side of it interests you.
So the part that I'm interested in is like specifically like analyzing and data visualization. So like being able to show the data in like a visual way. But that's just because I consider myself like a visually creative person.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's like fun in a way. I don't know if I would be interested in that aspect of the gun stuff just because I'm not familiar with it. But
Yeah.
I would love to learn about it if y'all had any recommendations on how I could learn more.
For
Yeah,
sure.
that's cool. I mean,
That's one
I
of those
got a
things.
book about this thick just on ammunition and weight and metal, and there's just so much
There's
information in
a
there.
rabbit hole for everything, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so what does the future hold for you? Like as far as because you said your focus shifted, um, to I'm sorry, you said your focus shifted from just learning to now what? I'm sorry, I lost that thought.
So I can just go through like I don't think I really went into like my shooting journey as well as I could have.
Sure, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go.
I know I went into like how I got into it. Um, but in terms of like what my future holds for me, I will say that I am definitely unsure yet.
Yeah,
I'm figuring that out as I go, but I make it important to not stress too much about the future just because
mm,
that I know it's not here yet. So I still have some time to plan. But a lot of my life has really changed in the past year. And it's all really because of like meeting David. Like the very first time, it's pretty cool. The very first time that David and I shot together, we took like a selfie together, and the reason why we took a picture together was because there was a double rainbow. Like the very first day we shot together, like there was a double rainbow.
wow.
But from there, like we didn't see it as anything. Like I honestly thought that, oh, I'm gonna learn from him a few times. Like now I know how to shoot. Um, but I really learned that it was something that I enjoyed doing, and so I just kept on coming back and coming back. Um, and so going from there to David reaching out and being like, "Do you want to like grow a business with me?" And that's what Tactical Playground is. It's not only entertainment, but it's actually a business that we're growing and we're discovering exactly what we want to do with the business. I feel like everything is growing as we speak, and it's growing a lot faster than I expect.
Yeah,
Yeah. So to me, um, like right now, I'm not really ranked. I would still consider myself like a newbie shooter,
yeah,
but I can confidently say that I think that I'm a pretty good newbie shooter, um, which makes me very happy to say because shooting has given me a lot of confidence in a way that I would never expect.
Mm,
can you
But
talk about that a little bit? Because
love
we've
that.
actually had instructors on who have said our goal is to empower women, but we hear that from the instructor side. You're coming in as a new shooter. For you to say that you feel a boost in confidence, what can you just like dive into that a little bit?
yeah, of course. So to me, I love being a student. I think that it is so amazing how um, almost everyone in this field is willing to help you learn, help you grow.
Yeah,
Yeah, like no one really gatekeeps information, which I think really helps me.
yeah,
And especially in like the small matches that I'm in right now, there are always people who will take the time to come up to me and give me like small tips on like, hey, there's a little bit of movement there, like you could have been more proactive in, or just pointing out small things that I'm like, I like take notes in my head.
Mm,
Um, but not only that, it's the way that people give me feedback that I
yeah,
think is really important. Like not only are you just telling me this, they're not just like telling me what to do. They give me tips to improve and then they give me positive feedback. Like last match, I had a terrible match. I had a jam in my gun.
yep,
And I like as a newbie shooter, I haven't had practice in handling malfunctions properly.
right,
And so like in all transparency, like I really struggled. It probably took me a minute to finish because I had such a hard time trying to
yeah,
clear that
yeah.
malfunction. And I just couldn't help. Like the tears came. I was like, wow, I feel like
wow,
really disappointed. But um, like like one of the shooters there, his name is Deshaun. He's like the grandmaster
yep,
here in Georgia. Really incredible guy. He came up to me, told me what I did wrong, but really encouraged me that like I did the right thing, and like I apologized for crying. He's like, don't apologize. Like it shows that you care.
Yeah.
Words like that are really empowering, and
Yeah.
it's really those moments that stick with you.
And it
Yeah.
speaks to the expectation you have of yourself.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I actually think I saw that episode, or I don't know if it was on Instagram or YouTube, but I saw you guys going into the range, and Deshaun was setting up the match, right? Like with
Oh
the.
no, this was recent, so it hasn't been aired out yet. But
Oh, okay.
stay tuned for more on the YouTube if you want to check it out.
There's
Yeah.
the drop. So what the heck?
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, even like you were saying, probably most people do. I was around firearms and guns as a kid because my dad hunted, but I think most people, maybe I'm off on that, have a healthy fear of firearms. So I think just
Yeah.
slaying that dragon, as we say, and overcoming those fears,
Yeah.
doing it and getting comfortable with it, there's a confidence there. So I'm wondering, what's your so far, I know you're new, what's your favorite thing? What are you most comfortable shooting?
Comfortable shooting. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable shooting anything as of
Wow.
now. Yeah.
What's your favorite so far? What's your favorite thing to shoot? What do you have the most fun shooting?
Um, I honestly can't think of anything
Okay.
specific. I think that it's just because like every stage is so different. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
I enjoy, is always having like a new challenge.
New challenge.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely spices things up. I
Okay.
can tell you what my biggest fear is that I conquered recently.
What's
Yes.
that?
So y'all know the rules of like no shoots, right? It's like the white portion of the target that you're not supposed to shoot.
Yep.
So I was really afraid of shooting those because I had a bad history of hitting those. And once you hit that, right, that's like an automatic 10 points off.
Yeah.
You have to do 2 makeup alpha shots to make up. And even if you make it up, it just zeroes out the points. You don't get any points from the target. So for a while, I had a history of hitting those. And so I would avoid those by hitting the credit card box up top.
Ooh, yeah.
But that also didn't work out because since I was afraid of hitting the white, I would end up missing because I would overshoot. But I had a class recently where I actually conquered it. And it was actually with Grandmaster Deshaun, and he was awesome at being a teacher. But it all really came down to him teaching me that it was a mental game.
Yeah.
And that really put a new perspective because like in our shooting, like you could just see like all my shots were focused on one area. He's like, you have all this space right here and you keep on shooting like away from it, and it's just like the mental game of like, oh, I can't shoot that section, like I have to avoid it. But it's like, no, you shouldn't be thinking like that. You should be focused on your target that you need to shoot, and that's all you need to look at. And so I was able to
That's
tackle
awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Congratulations. That's funny because
We need some air horns.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Come in
Yeah.
fear, leaning
'Cause
into
the-
the hard.
Well, the conversation we just had was very big on just doing it, just practice, focus on your fundamentals. She actually said, shout out to Tess. She said the fundamentals are money, and it's like, yeah, 100%. Because she started off shooting Olympic, which is 177 or 22,
Yeah.
right? And she goes, the first time I shot 9mm, it kicked back really, really hard, and I had to adjust. But the
Yeah.
fundamentals are pretty much the same. And it was a very informational conversation and interview. But to hear you say like, just that slight adjustment, like that mental adjustment, was able to improve. I don't know if it's your grouping or your accuracy, or even open up the target for you. That's still an improvement, and that's one of those improvements that it's only happened because your mind was able to say, oh, okay, I can do this. I don't have to focus on just this one thing. And so, yeah, congratulations on that, because
That's
the
amazing.
goal of I think anybody who owns a firearm is to be accurate, right?
Yeah.
You know, we talk about this, or we have talked about this on our previous season. There is a lot of responsibility with owning a firearm,
Yeah.
right? Every round that lands, you're responsible for, and every round that doesn't land, you're equally responsible for. So it's cool to hear you speak and talk about your
Yeah.
experience. Have you shot? So I heard you say you did get to shoot an AR. Is that correct? You said
Yes,
it.
so I've shot an AR before. I think I mainly have shot only pistols,
Yeah.
like several different kinds of pistols. And then I've shot a shotgun one time, and that kickback is like powerful. I think it ended up leaving
Really?
like a mark on me once I took that
Wow.
one shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
yeah.
That was
Like,
actually
see that? That's from shooting a shotgun right there. You see?
I was actually going to ask you if you had ever shot a shotgun because, you know, there are several disciplines within shooting sports. There is skeet shooting, there is the 3 gun matches, there's the USP. Wait, what is it?
USPSA.
USPSA. Yep.
That's the
There's
one that I participate in right now.
Okay.
that's
Sweet.
awesome. So you are planning on doing that competitively as well?
Yes, I think that it is a long-term goal of mine to be placed somewhere high, hopefully to better my skills in that sense. I think
That's
that's all I've been really shooting in. It's like limited optics for USPSA
yep.
matches. Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
So you're saying we're gonna have you on in another year, and you're gonna tell us how the competition shooting's going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's
then
gonna be like, guys,
like,
I
listen,
placed
remember when I
number.
was a newbie?
You
Like,
gotta catch me a year later, see how my
yeah,
progress is.
yeah, for
She's like,
sure.
now 50,000 rounds later,
Yeah, yeah,
now I'm a
Yeah.
grandmaster.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I
So,
don't. Breeze, do you have any questions you want to ask?
um, no, I mean, I think she touched on it. Just what your goals are. Is there, do you, do you have like in your head, because I know sometimes Kush has said it before, like he's a very extreme guy. Are you just taking it day by day, or are there things that you're conscious of, like, I need to get better at this? Like, this is something I'm actively working on. Or is it like every time I go, I get feedback, like you said, I implemented it, and then, I get better as I go?
Yeah. I think I have several long-term goals. But it's definitely like you said, it's like a day by day thing.
Yeah.
Ultimately just finding and figuring out what makes me happy.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, Tactical Playground is like my first attempt at like growing a business, and so of course I would love to see Tactical Playground become something bigger. I also have this master's degree that I'm pursuing, so
Mhm.
I'm just seeing where that takes me.
Sure.
Yeah.
But with me growing Tactical Playground like that, there's like two aspects, which is improving myself as a shooter. That's number one. Number two is being supportive of the people around me,
Yeah.
especially since like the team and Tactical Playground, they have really kind of like birthed me. They've like birthed me and they've raised me as their own like
Yeah.
Yeah.
as their own child in the shooting
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
So
So,
um
what is the goal of Tactical Playground? Because you've referred to it a couple times as a business. Do you guys want to bring more Asian shooters into the space, or create content that, like, what's the goal for Tactical Playground?
um I think overall, just being accessible, I'd say
Yeah.
is a good way to phrase it. And number one, like our entertainment, I think that being entertaining definitely opens us up more as like a more friendly group. That you shouldn't be afraid to ask questions. You shouldn't be afraid to learn, right? Because that was me. Like I was afraid of learning. I was afraid of holding a gun, but Tactical Playground makes that more fun. And so um like parts of Tactical Playground that we're working on is like making that education accessible. So
Access.
like whether it be connecting you to classes with grandmasters that you want to do, or just even um learning in your own time with like videos that we provide,
Mm.
or instructions. Like just today, actually, we had our first like class. Um, it was me and Johnny Wynn, and we just spent the day giving an intro to a 16-year-old girl.
Wow.
So like to me, like I was watching her learn with the airsoft gun, and like shooting a gun for the first time. And I was also hearing her story. And basically, an overview of her story is that like she wants to get into acting, and she wants to be more confident. And she thought that shooting would be something that she could
Wow.
put
Okay.
into
There
acting.
it is. Drop of
And
there it is.
she also likes anime too. But it was really cool because like me like watching her was like watching where I was like less than a year ago. But
Yeah.
then David was watching me teach, and it was my first time being a teacher,
Get that.
and it was like him watching me was like looking at him when he was first teaching me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That chain was like,
pretty cool. Yeah.
but like overall, like being able to teach someone else and to see her face, like she just every time she talked to me, like I felt like her face lit up a little bit. She just thought that it was really cool that like I just seemed confident in shooting, and I seemed like I knew what I was doing, and that I was like eager to talk to her. And that made me feel really good to be able to like be an instructor. And I'm sure you've heard this story before from other instructors where they feel great like empowering other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you said, there's not a lot of gatekeepers in this space. People will pour
Yeah.
into you if you
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I want to learn." And I want to know this about you. Was it because we have funny side story? We brought a photographer to a influencer event, and he's a great photographer, but he's
Yeah.
always doing weddings, and he's never been in even around firearms.
Yeah.
And we told him, we're like, he was very like timid. Should I go? We're like, dude, go ahead. And they were very like, come on, come on, man, let's do
Yeah.
this. And showed him and got him comfortable. And you should have. He looked like Ralphie when he got the Red Ryder BB gun in a
Yeah.
Christmas store. Like his face when he's, guys, this is amazing. You see instant
His
energy
face like
that
sparkled.
talked about on our trip home from Texas. I gotta get a firearm now and do some stuff. It was like that switch went off, and I'm wondering, did that switch go off for you when you first shot? And then was it cool seeing that with the girl, that young lady, I should say, that you were instructing? Did you see that? Were you like, wow, that was me a year ago? It
Yeah.
less than a year ago.
Yeah. I actually, well, I don't know for sure, but based on what I saw, it seemed like she enjoyed it because she was actually like a pretty natural at whatever I taught her. She picked up really quickly,
Nice.
and like her mom is really sweet too. Her mom was like, she looks really happy. Like she like waved to me and smiled. But for me, I think my sparkle came later. And
Oh,
that's just because like initially at the beginning I was more so confused. And I
Yeah.
think that very much goes with like people are always afraid of something that they're not familiar with, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, like no exposure to guns at all. Shoots a gun for the first time. I'm like, wow, this kickback is like crazy. Um, but I think the like the feeling of it is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of the gun, and also like the positive feedback of just being like, oh, like you hit that target. Oh, that's really cool. Like you're doing really good.
Yeah.
And that part also gets you hooked.
Positive reinforcement.
Yes.
and like you said, instant feedback. You can
Yeah.
see what's
Yeah.
happening as soon as you
Yeah,
do it.
instant gratification. You get that
Yeah.
like instant dopamine just
Yeah.
shooting and seeing like, oh, I hit 2 alphas, or I hit those targets while like moving and shooting.
Yeah.
Last time we went to the gun range, Breezy, remember the RSO? You were like, toon, 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 toon. You're like, oh, got one dead center. And he was like, there's still another 10 rounds in that magazine. Well, man, you ain't got to be so negative. Like,
I'm pacing myself, all right?
yeah, we're practicing here. Our
Off to
job
a
is to
good
get
start,
better.
all right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I love your
uh, Yeah, I love your story. I love that. I really love that you're a new shooter entering the space, and you already with Tactical Playground. What you and David are doing is awesome, and I love. Obviously, everyone loves the humor, right? It's always
Yeah,
because there's so many people in the space that, I mean, there is a certain level of seriousness to it, right? That you are handling a firearm. There is a responsibility, and there is very high level of expectation of discipline that comes with that.
yeah,
But we're not all veterans. We're not all law enforcement officers. We're not first responders. Some and hats off to those who are. But there's the Second Amendment is for
There it is. That's the thing.
yep. Hats off.
Second Amendment is for everybody, and it doesn't matter what your background is, what your walk of life is. If you decide, man, I want to get into shooting, there is a starting point for everybody. So I want to say thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Um,
How
yo,
can people go ahead?
Bree, do you have any
I,
questions?
I yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I was just gonna say, how can people find you? How can they connect and find Tactical Playground?
Oh yeah. So Tactical Playground, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and we're about to launch our site soon. So
And
that's really exciting.
is it
Um,
just Tactical Playground or?
so our Instagram and YouTube is Tactical Playground HQ, and I'm pretty sure our website is just www.tacticalplaygroundhq.com. But it hasn't been
Okay.
published yet. But we will plan to put that out, which is
Okay.
really exciting.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Well, Paige, we want to say thank you for joining us on this podcast, for this conversation. For the listeners out there, if it's 2025, if you don't have video, please, drop us a review, leave us a like, comment. This show is to empower not only first-time shooters, but this entire season is dedicated to the women who are blazing trails and also entering the space to learn self-protection, self-defense, and just sharpen their skills and teach the next generation of female shooters or anyone in the shooting sports empowerment and a new discipline. So Paige, thank
Page.
you.
There,
Hats
hats off.
off.
Time.
Hats
And
off.
can we get the spin around alter ego to end it?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Wait,
Anime.
let me go get her again.
yeah.
All right, guys, Paige Chan is back. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me here today. I had so much fun and it was so sugoi. Yeah.